Right now, compost piles are back here. I'm going to take this load of mushroom blocks. A friend of mine has a mushroom farm, has a beautiful place where he produces great product. But this is the spent substrate. We're going to take that and add it to the compost pile. The front gate of the property is closed, so we're going to let the horses out. This is Teo. Run, be free. And that's Maggie. Hope you find some grass. We're going to put several things on the pile today. We'll go ahead and scoop up some of this manure that's on the ground. Recently I did a full cleanup. It only takes a couple days for them to make all this mess. Maybe a week. This pile over here is finished. This pile's not. So we're going to take all of that initially and drop it beside the pile. We'll run over it with the tractor, mush it up real good. This substrate is basically sawdust. It goes through a sterilization process before the mushrooms are grown in it. They do their thing, and once they fruit and are harvested, these bags are no good to him. So rather than just throwing them in the garbage, he brings them to me so I can make great compost. Now we're going to go over to the pen where we keep the cow. Most of you don't even know we have a cow. We do. She became a part of our family recently, and we're trying to decide if we're going to keep her as part of the family or help her move on or whatever. We don't know yet. So this is Penny. Say hi, Penny. Hello. Penny stays secure in this area, but then also throughout the day gets to roam around the farm just like the horses do, and she eats all the green grass and the hay that we leave out for her. I'm going to go ahead and open it and let her out, and we're going to clean up her poop. That didn't cooperate. So on a daily basis, I take that didn't cooperate either. On a daily basis, we take the rake here, the ultimate rake, and we scoop her poop up, such as this. See if I can do it with one hand. Oh, almost. And I make a pile of it. And every 4 or 5 days or so, I take that pile, put it in a wheelbarrow, and I take it to the big compost pile. We're just going to clean up in here for a little bit, Penny. You good? You're good. What these cow manure piles give to me is, of course, the cow manure. That's the good chunky stuff. But then there's also little bits of sand and hay that she drops on the ground. Little bits of bedding that comes out of here because we use a wood pulp bedding, and it gets broken down, and as I scoop manure out of here, it gets little bits of that bedding. So there's essentially sawdust, hay, sand, manure, little chunks of pumpkin, all kinds of good stuff. For those of you interested in how I build and manage these piles, these are very long, slow piles. I don't have time in my life anymore to manage the hot piles. I used to do that. These piles produce really well. It just takes a while. That's the pile still being worked on. I have not added anything to this pile for at least 6 months. I'm considering this pile finished. Let me get my hand in here and show you. Let me pull this back. That's just really nice, loose, full of organic matter, not stinky. Just really nice compost that I can add directly to the garden. We got nearly a full wheelbarrow there, so we're going to go ahead and put these rakes back. Make sure we get this closed up, because those horses love to take advantage of my mistake of leaving that undone. I was mainly aiming for the piles that still had lots of good moisture left in them. There's still a lot of dry stuff. The nice thing about horse manure is that it's so full of grass fibers, the hay. It doesn't fully get digested. That's good carbon and organic material to help keep the compost pile nice and loose. Cow manure is a little more dense, but the combination of both makes for a great compost. Lots of things make good compost. I'm just using what I have in abundance. I have in abundance horse and cow manure. Occasionally I have a nice pile of wood chips when I get a drop from the county. I also have the mushroom blocks that I get occasionally. So the mix is whatever I have at the time. Of course, there are ratios that you need to be aware of when mixing compost. You need the nitrogens and the carbons, which is your manures and your fibers, or your, like your grass and sawdust and things like that. Many times you'll hear it referred to as your greens and your browns, but not all nitrogen is green and not all carbon is brown. So, but it's a good rule of thumb that you're mixing in a lot of carbon with your nitrogen. The manure is kind of a premix. It comes out of the animal at a pretty good ratio. Sometimes it's nice to be super scientific and measure and weigh things out, but when you're doing a large, slow pile, that's really not critical. As long as you have a general understanding of what the mix should be and that the pile is not grossly over or under either way, you just mix it up and let it do its thing. That tractor has seen better days, but she still runs. So this pile is well enough incorporated for this turn. Here in another couple months, probably in January, I'll just stop adding to this pile, and that's about the time I'll be taking all of this compost over here and incorporating it into the garden and different places around the farm. And this will sit early 27, and then during that time frame, I'll be building another pile. I'll probably move this pile over there and start another pile here. Composting is fun. I hope that video gave you a few little nuggets of information that you can incorporate into your own, into your own composting routine. Hopefully you have a composting routine. If not, maybe you want to start, and you can ask questions in the comments down below. Myself or other people in the community can answer those questions or guide you to resources to help you better understand how to compost and how it can help you in your garden, whether it's a small garden in a suburban neighborhood, a balcony in an urban area, or on a larger scale farm or acreage. It's been a lot of fun catching up with you here on the Daddykirbs farm. I'll talk to you soon. You want to tell everyone good night, Penny? Good night, Penny.